Hey. Okay, so my next blog is going to be bitch. Yes, please. Because I am sick and tired of dealing with stupid people. Like, you have no idea. I am a very patient person. I will keep my mouth shut if someone's helped me out. You know what? I don't really have any room to bitch. But when we have fulfilled our portion and when we have, or I have, made it right with somebody, but they're still talking shit about me, what the fuck is your problem? Grow up. I mean, seriously, you're a sad, pathetic person. If you seriously have no other time than to bitch about your own life and constantly be this martyr. Oh man, I got some gas. Constantly be this martyr. I mean, seriously. I'm not interested in you being a bitch. If you have something to say, stop bitching on Facebook about it. Come talk to me. Because guess what? I have already tried to make it right with you. You are a loser. So I'm done. I'm done. Here we go. This blog is about Brad Olson. Brad Olson, you're a fucking loser. Like, for real. Okay? Brad was living with Daniel and I. Or I guess I should say I was living with Daniel and Brad. And to make things like really, really short, Brad was not happy that I moved in with Daniel when I did. He felt as if he was the last one to know about it. Yo, newsflash, bitch. You are going to be the last one to know about it in a relationship. If Daniel and I are in a relationship, we're going to talk about it alone. If it doesn't work for us, you're never going to know about it. If it does work for us, we will bring it to your attention. Duh. Isn't that how fucking relationships work? No, you are not in this relationship, so deal with it if you're the last person to know. You're not the last person to know if the landlord's the last person to know. Yeah, shut up. So anyway, he was not too keen on me moving in there when Daniel and Brad got the apartment. I didn't really have anywhere else to go. It was this big drama thing. He ended up apologizing and saying, "Oh, I'm there to help a friend, blah, blah, blah." And then he offered to give up his cat, one of his cats, because we could only have two pets at the apartment. And I'm like, well, okay, thank you, I appreciate it. You know, Yo-Yo means a lot to me. I've spent a lot of money on him, blah, blah, blah. How much is the pet deposit? It was $1,200, and I told him, okay, well, I'll pay the $600 right now. I have it for Yo-Yo. So I paid it immediately. Mind you, this was before Brad moved in. Daniel already had a room. He had the small room. We had no room in it. Like, literally, had nothing. It was an 8x8. Which, take out a fucking measuring tape and measure out 8x8. It's small for one person. And there are two people living in there. Plus a dog. And so, Daniel was already living in it, and I was like, okay, well, we're just going to keep this place. Daniel asked if he could move into the bigger room, and Brad was like, absolutely not. I'm not fucking moving over there. I've already been inconvenienced enough by having to move. Now, let me just fill everyone in. Brad actually needed us. Because, one, his bitch ass got let go from the circle. So, he had only one income, and he could not afford his one-bedroom apartment for $875 a month. So, him moving in with us was to his benefit. So, shut the fuck up about how you had to change your whole fucking life, and you're now like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. We saved your ass. So, shut up. Yeah, you had to get rid of a poor cat of yours. Pickles. Pickles. That you never ever paid attention to. Ever. Ever. The poor cat, seriously, was so thrived for attention and had nowhere to take a dump or a piss. It peed and pooped in your bed. I wonder why that is. Yeah. Oh, and then it would, like, tear up everything. It would tear up your carpet. It would chew on things. I'm sorry, I don't know. I mean, I've had cats before in my life, like for my parents and stuff, but I haven't had many. Daniel has had tons, and he said that he has never had a cat that was well taken care of do that. This cat was not well taken care of. The poor thing stunk. It had nowhere to go to the bathroom, blah, blah, blah. So you know what? I think in order for the cat to even be happy, it was better off without you. So, yeah, you poor fucking sap. You poor thing. I paid the majority of the pet deposit because after I paid the $600, the landlord actually was like, oh, well, since it's a dog, it only needs to be a $1,000 pet deposit. So Brad only had to pay $400. Mind you, which he actually still to this day has not completed yet. He has not completed his portion of the pet deposit. But we're fucking him over. Right. Because we actually got a 3-day pay or quit, which is like an eviction, to pay it. And he made like some payment plan with her, blah, blah, blah. But he had already made a payment plan with her and never followed through. Because that's what losers do. They don't follow through. And he just makes like this big shit all about on Facebook about, oh, how I've suffered, oh, nobody cares, oh, somebody pass me a drink and a Nebutont, worn out Scarlett O'Hara thing. Like, seriously. Stop playing the martyr. We saved you. So anyway, we finally got past all that move-in crap and this bullshit. And after like 4 months of him saying he turned in his 30-day notice, he finally turned in his 30-day notice from his previous apartment and moved in. And so when he finally moved in and stuff, he was giving me like this silent treatment to where he wasn't talking to me at all. And I'm like, seriously, Daniel? Like, I could care less. But this whole every time he walks by me is getting really old. And people who know me, I'm the type of person that's like, what the fuck is your problem? Like, seriously, what the fuck is your problem? And Daniel was like, oh, honey, you can't talk to him like that. You gotta talk to him in a certain way. You know, he's not gonna get anything done, and he's not gonna respond if you talk to him like that. And I'm like, who are you, his fucking shrink? Like, seriously. Okay, so you deal with it, because I'm not. I'm like, but if he keeps talking to me like that, and he keeps disrespecting me, he keeps doing this shit, he's going to get the Travis treatment, and it's not going to be nice. So it ended up passing. Like, we didn't even talk about it. He just ended up getting over whatever his issue was with me. And I guess apparently moved forward for about a week. And then he was mad at Daniel. Didn't talk to Daniel, and Daniel's getting mad. And then he goes back and wasn't talking to me because he's back mad at me for some reason. And then he starts this drama shit with our landlord, you know, telling him that the dog had moved in before we had paid the pet deposit and then we should be evicted for that and all this other stuff. And he literally was just making our life a living hell. He was kicking Yo-Yo's poop on the other side of the fence. And then our landlord was like, excuse me, your dog's poop is on the other side and it's extremely disrespectful. I really appreciate it if you didn't have it. And I'm like, I didn't even know that it was on the other side, and I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. And we find out later, you know, okay, thanks, Brad. Yeah. So it's just like this constant like drama. He'd go over there and tell her like everything that's going on with us and all of our fights, and they'd sit there and chit chat, and it's just making it like an extremely hostile work environment or living environment. And I'm just like, I'm sick and tired of this drama he's causing with our landlord and with this apartment complex and with us. He started fucking fights with Daniel and I about money because he couldn't fucking pay rent sometimes. Like, it would have to be late. And I'm not a type of person that pays late. I can't handle it. Like, I have a problem with it. I pay on time every month. I don't like late fees. I don't like to pay after a certain date. I want it done on that day. So if you don't have the fucking money, that's when you get 2 paychecks a month, motherfucker, you save one of them and you don't blow it. You don't go to X Factor, which we all know you suck at anyway. Like, I'm sorry, Brad, don't quit your day job. Seriously, don't quit your day job. I don't mean to be a bitch. I don't want to crush your fucking dreams. Hey, maybe it'll happen, prove me wrong. But you don't have what it takes. So when you forego rent to go to X Factor to LA and audition and then come back and tell us, oh, I can't pay rent until the 8th, and our rent is now going to be late. Not your rent, not your portion of the rent. The apartment as a whole is going to be late. Not okay. So what do? I float a check for his portion. I've got the money, okay, cool. I don't do that very often, and I don't do it for people who are ungrateful. And I remember I was already like stressed for money because I don't get paid until like another week and a half after, and I'm like stressed out as all hell. I don't have any money, I don't have any gas in my car, etc., etc. And I'm like, hey Brad, do you happen to have the rent money yet? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, no, I don't get paid till the 13th. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, I get paid before you. What happened to your last check? Oh, that's all I got. So I was like, okay, well, do you have anything? Because I need something. Like, I do, I need something. You know what he brings me? He brings me $20. Are you kidding? So I was like, all right, well, at least I have gas in my car. That'll get me through. It's not a big deal. Whatever. My head, I was like, you're a stupid ass. But whatever. Irresponsible. How old are you? I mean, seriously, how old are you and you can't even pay your rent? No. And we fucked you over? Come on, dude. Come on. You need to start taking and accepting responsibility for yourself. So Daniel gets a different job. I think it's a fantastic move because he gets paid more, and we really needed the money, and etc. So he's an on-site manager for an apartment complex. He's going to have to move. He has to be an on-site. So around the time Daniel and I got in this big fight, and we decided that I was going to stay and he was going to go. We were going to take a break. And, you know, I was okay with that, not because I was mad. And then when you don't get mad anymore and you talk to people about it, things change. So we talked about it, and I'm like, Daniel, look, I said some things when I was upset. I don't think it's the best move for us. I think what we need to do is keep going in the direction that we're going. How do you feel about that? And, Daniel was like, oh, I wanted you to move in with me. So, I was like, okay, well, then I still want to. I still want to work it out. So we did. And we decided to tell Brad. And Brad's like, I'm the last one to know. Why am I the last one to know? I'm always the last one to know. Again, you are not in the relationship. You are going to be the last one to know. Jesus H. Are you kidding? Grow up. So I told him, I was like, you know what? I'm going to move out with him, blah, 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 but we're not going to screw you over. I understand that you're stressed. I understand that you only have one job. I'm understanding that you're a bitch. I understand that you are lame. So here, Whole Foods is hiring. You should probably go apply. I think I know somebody there that can put in a good word for you. Community Hospital is hiring housekeeping. You should apply. Here's the website. Hey, Taco Bell down the street, it's hiring. They are asking for summer help. I asked them. They said, you know what, they really need customer service experience. And since you worked at the bar and since you work at Best Buy, probably a great idea for you to go down there. Did he? Did he go to Whole Foods? Did he apply at Community Hospital? No. And I was like, well, Daniel, maybe I don't know what to do with him. Maybe he's just not willing to get a job. But if he can find a roommate, if he can get a roommate, he can still pay rent. So why don't we find him a roommate? And when we move out, tell him we'll pay his rent, our portion of the rent for the next 2 months until he finds a roommate. And Daniel's like, oh, yeah, that works, okay. And I was like, so if he's going to bitch about how we never help him, how about we never do this and we just used him, he doesn't have any say. Because we are going to help him. Because I believe that since he helped us, that we should help him. So we did. And of course he bitched on fucking Facebook. And of course he bitches about how he's been used and how he puts too much faith in people and people just fuck him over and use him. I'm like, I'm sorry, but you know what? No matter what, if it was anybody else, if it was somebody that was your roommate previously and they got a different job and they had to be an on-site manager, guaranteed they would have fucked you over. Guaranteed they would have just put in their 30-day notice and was like, figure it out. No. We were going to fucking pay our portion of the rent. You weren't going to have to deal with it. PG&E and Comcast. Comcast was turned off as soon as we came over here, but he had it for a good 4 weeks, all for himself. PG&E, I had in my name. I kept it on over there for him till he got it. Apparently he got it. Didn't let me know. I have no idea. So, we dealt with that. And we went over there to go sign the papers to get off the lease, and he's just being all shitty. Like, he's just playing, God, I fucking hate when people do that. What, you got a problem or something wrong with your throat? So, we got off the lease. He deletes me off of Facebook. All this bullshit. He's talking all this crap about how he screwed him over. I'm fucking sick of it. Dude, grow up, because you're lame. Totally. I don't want to deal with it anymore. Because it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Deal with your shit. Grow up, you 30-something old man. And handle your shit. Stop blaming everybody else for your problems. Stop blaming everyone else for your inadequacies. Because it's not our fault. You've had every opportunity to make your life better. If anything, Daniel and I pushed you in the right direction and saved your ass. So get off ours.